Right then, well, welcome back. Thanks for taking the time to come and see what I'm up to down here in Cornwall. Uh, this one, well, I've messed up, am I? I've made a complete pig's ear of growing me tomatoes up to this stage. All right. Anybody who don't know, I've only recently bought a greenhouse back in February. Started growing me tomatoes from the seed in the greenhouse once they germinated. Basically, through not knowing what I'm doing and not really having enough shade netting in the greenhouse, and basically it's all a learning curve. I'm learning. So basically, I've cooked all my tomatoes, and these are probably, if you went to the garden centre, you wouldn't be buying any of these. I mean, they're purple, they're yellow, yeah, but it's a learning curve. So what I'm going to do is plant these up anyway and just see if poor plants that you've got, say you've made a mistake, or like I've done, whether they can be revived and whether they will eventually grow into healthy plants and give you a crop. So I've got the beds up the side that I'm going to put the tomatoes in. I'll be planting them quite deep, and for watering I use these homemade deep watering tubes, which is something I've sort of made up just with a bit of downpipe from the guttering with some 9mm holes in them, and I plant these in the hole with the plant, and then I can just take the top off, which is just the bottom of a 9cm plant pot with a bit of gaffer tape on top. Yeah, put these next to them so I can water directly into here and keep the water away from the leaves and the stems. All right, I have done a video on making these, and I'll link that in the description if you like, if you want to go and have a look. So what have I got here? I've got some Crimson Crush, some Maisie, some Moneymaker, and what I'm going to do is plant 3 run-of-the-mill tomatoes, if you like, and then in each bed I'm going to also plant a yellow one just out of interest, and yeah, we'll see how we get on. So I'll stick one of these in. I'll just show you how I do it, and we'll see if something good can come out of these poor plant. All right, so let's go and stick one in the ground. Right then, so let's see if we can salvage these tomatoes, plant them the best we can, and see if we can salvage them and give them some love from now on, and hopefully they'll grow away. Planting tomatoes, isn't it? I mean, I'm pretty new to this gardening lark, so I'm learning all the time. But basically, I'm going to plant it deep, stick the watering tube next to it, and the other plants I'm going to put about 18 inches apart, give them plenty of room. I use this as a trowel because I find it's really useful for cutting holes and making holes for the plants, and it's what they call a bucket trowel, and it's a trowel builders use when they're mixing up their cement in a bucket, and it's got a flat base or a flat tip. So yeah, I just find it really useful. It's my go-to trowel, to be honest. Right, let's get this in here. Digging quite a big hole because we got to get this in there as well, and that's about 1 foot long, that thing. So, and I put it next to the tomatoes, and I did that last year and it worked really well, and I was worried it would interfere with the roots and all the rest of it, but it doesn't. No issues at all. and it meant I can water really deeply and encourage the roots to go down and find all the nutrients deep down. Yeah, about right. And what I tend to do is put this in so the top hole is just above the surface, so a little bit of water just goes around the stem to feed the roots that are a bit further up. I know, sorry. Let's pull off that as well. Plant it really deep. Now, this one I grew in the 2-cut method, but there again, they didn't do too well in the greenhouse, I've got to admit. Massive amount of roots, which will probably all now come off when I try and get them out the pot. This is really a how not to. But, you know, it doesn't really matter. Learning all the time. And you don't try these things, you never know what's going to happen. If you don't try nothing new, you don't make mistakes, then you're not learning. Right, so we can stick that in there. I've got the holes facing the plant itself. They can go in there. That can go in there. That a little bit higher. You can't see that, can you? If I do it like that. So we're nice and deep. I'm going to stick some water in the hole so the roots are nice and wet. Hopefully they'll bed in well and get growing away. And just backfill it. Like every other tomato planting video you've ever watched, I'd imagine. Except their plant probably looks nice and healthy. Firm it in. And there we go. From now on, it'll get some love. And hopefully, oh, I'm still in bloody shot. I stake mine with bamboo canes. I know a lot of people string them, each to their own, you know, whatever works for you. And to protect the top, just in case it falls over against the tunnel, I use these rebar safety caps. You can get these on Amazon. I'll put a link. And these are 6 to 18 mil ones, so they fit really well over a bamboo cane. And if you're making any structures outside and you want to net them, the netting slides over really well. And these, they're pretty much indestructible, you know. So yeah, they're quite cool. Oh, you should have put that in first, Pete. You'll damage the roots. I think damaging the roots are the least of the problems with these tomatoes. So put that in there. It's probably out of shot, but I'll put that on top. I'll plan up the rest of these beds. And like I say, I'm going to plant 3 of your bog standard indeterminate ones that will climb up. And then I'm going to plant a yellow one, probably a dwarf. Yeah, they're dwarf ones, just to give it a bit of space, let the air get around it. You know, that's why I'm planting 18 inches apart, to maintain the airflow. And also in this tunnel, I've got the roll up side screen with wind netting on the outside, so we get lots of ventilation blowing through to stop any diseases forming on the tomatoes. So that's what I'm doing, trying to save the tomatoes that I messed up growing on from seed. But matter to it, we're growing stuff, that's all that matters. So I'll get on, get this lot done, and I'll show you all of them in at the end. Right then, so that's all the tomatoes in their place. I'm missing a few because I thought I had more yellow ones, but there we go. We'll see how they get on. We've got a few marigolds planted as well, so well, we'll see what happens. On the plus side, at the far end here, we got some Alice's Dream, and where are they to? Yeah, some of them have got fruit, so you know, not all. Well, it's not doom and gloom. It's just learning from a mistake. And also the ones in the hanging baskets, these are cherry falls. They're starting to fruit up as well. So, you know, all a learning curve. Some you win, like the hanging baskets, Alice's Dream done properly, and we'll just see how we get on with the ones that didn't start off very well. Right, well that's it. Thanks for watching. Cheers and gone.